Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you.
What's up? Really like that. You really like that?
Let's shut up and grab some tape. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Wednesday morning over here in the studio. I think we're going to drop this Wednesday afternoon. We've been pumping out a boatload of content here on the network, and you know what that means. It is football season. For you Georgia fans, your head football coach is going to speak to the media tomorrow at noon, 12:30. Okay, that means, hey, practice starts tomorrow. Fall camp starts tomorrow for the University of Georgia. And I think offensively, we've already watched the most important study that we can watch. It's the Gunnar Stockton film study. What is that going to look like? What that Notre Dame game looks like? What's the offensive structure going to look like? You can tune into all that on that Gunnar Stockton film study, okay? I think there are 3 football players at each independent level on the defensive side of the football, though, Jonathan and audience, that are uber pivotal this year for the defensive success for the Georgia Bulldogs. Defensive line-wise, it's Christen Miller, number 52. Okay, linebacker-wise, it's C.J. Allen. And at third level, it's K.J. Bolden. I think they have 3 premier football players at each level of that defense, okay? And we're going to watch 2 of them today. We're going to watch C.J. Allen, and we're going to watch Christen Miller. We're going to watch 2 separate football games as well. Let's start with C.J. Allen, okay? The linebacker. Third year really playing, second year really starting for this defense. All right, was thrust into action as a true freshman because of Smile Mondon's foot injury. I believe it was the Georgia Tech game really in that freshman year for C.J. Allen, where wearing 33 had to get on the field, play a lot. Okay, switched numbers to number 3 last year, popped in the spring game. I think everybody watched that spring game and was like, damn, we might have a Roquan. Damn, we might have a Roquan right here. All right, he's a really good football player. He could get to that Roquan status maybe one day. All right, very, very uber talented. I think what we're going to point out today is some areas of his game where he can improve, particularly in the pass department, right? Rushing the passer as an add-on and making more impactful plays in the pass department as a defender in zone coverage, okay? The run defense is immaculate, and we're going to show you that on the tape today. I'm really excited, though, the back end of this study. We're going to save the best for the last. Watching Christen Miller today is really going to excite you guys. It excited me. I was watching yesterday in the bar over here, and it was just every five minutes or so, just coming in here and like, hey, look at this, man. Look at that. I'm really excited to show you how good I think Christen Miller is ultimately going to be. That Notre Dame game that we're going to watch today, that's a Notre Dame tape where he didn't even get to practice. He was playing with banged up shoulder. Didn't even get to really practice. Y'all remember he missed the SEC championship game with a busted up shoulder and then shows up in the Notre Dame game playing phenomenally with tremendous recognition and block destruction. Excited to show you this today. Hey, I made a statement last time we broke down Georgia tape. It said, if you are new to this channel, you must be living under a rock. Jonathan, we had like over multiple hundreds new subscribers on that Gunnar Stockton film study. So we must be bumping into brand new Georgia fans. If we are, welcome to the network. We got a couple rules. Rule number 1, if you learn anything about football today, you must subscribe. Rule number 2, if you learn anything about your favorite football team, you must subscribe. Rule number 3, if you have any fun today at all, you must subscribe. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. Oh, Jonathan, I'm giddy, baby. I feel like it's football season. I feel like it's football season for the first time. I know we feel like we've been talking about that for a month, just trying to hype the crew up. But nah, dog. I'm driving to Athens tomorrow for a press conference. It's here. It is football season. We are officially here. Now, forgive me, I got to change it. We'll just do this. I was going to say I got to change the setting, but it is what it is. Now, one thing I love about CJ, and it's only going to get better, all right, as he continues to play more and more football. Still a young player, believe it or not. I think this is actually a young kid, very similar to Christen. Christen's like a 20-year-old junior in college football. Did you know that? Christen was a 17-year-old graduate, got his high school diploma at 17. I want to say CJ's a younger football player as well, but I know Christen is. We're watching CJ first, though. Here he is, number 3, right in the middle of your screen. When it comes to run plays, okay, okay, this guy's going to key really quick. Look out, boom, downhill, right? And what we're seeing right now in front of us, we're reading those offensive linemen, okay? We're reading those offensive linemen through their heels, all right, into the back, all right? That's our vision. If you can see where we're looking at right now, we're tracking through this guard into the backfield, all right? If we see down block, if we see aggressive low hats, we're thinking run, all right? So watch him right here as he sees this right guard immediately go to down block. Boom! We're getting a good run key right now, aren't we? All right, so if you go out to Indy's tomorrow, right, if you're able to go to practice availability, you'll see these guys over there in their stances reading key steps, taking that first step. Oh, I see hi-hat. Oh, let me get in my drop, right? That's what they're reading. The more and more football we play, the more and more we get confident in those reads, the quicker we read them, all right? Look at the difference between this and this right here, okay? Now, he's reading a little different thing. All right, he's getting cross action over there, tackle pull from Raylan. So he's doing the right thing. He's seeing pull away. I got to be patient. Blocking down, I see voids. I've got to fill. All right. Now, here's the difference. I think there's still some elevation of this football game. All right. Now, we're a really good, high caliber SEC starter right now. All right. Now, I think CJ Allen's projected maybe top 75 right now. Mm-hmm. Top 75. I think we have the ability to work our way into a top 45 selection. If we do so, here's how we find that difference maker, right? Here's how we find that difference maker. Look here. Oh, we didn't gain any ground, did we? All right. Watch it from the tight. Now, we missed making an impact play there by a couple of yards, don't we, Jonathan? Mm-hmm. Okay. I know it's the outside slant working in, all right, and we don't quite get a big hit right here, all right? We actually hit him towards the sticks. Now, 4th and short, they're going to ultimately convert this. Let's watch this from the tight, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I can see his brain seeing what's happening in front of him, but our body's not gaining ground, all right? Our body's not moving. So here we go. All right, we're flat-footed. We're playing the read action very patiently. We see the quarterback snap our head. We snap our head with us. But yet we have not taken a step yet, have we, Jonathan? We've not gained ground. A lot has happened in front of us, but we have not decided what we're going to do yet. But we know what's happening. We see our eyes tracking it. We see our brain working. Let's let our body move with it right here, okay? We might ultimately get there and make a difference maker play. They end up picking that up on 4th down, I think, right here. Man, Lane is a demon. I'm going to tell you right now, Lane's a demon. We're going to show you a couple of plays of this, of Lane just being absolute, just filthy as a play caller and designer. The other thing I think we need to notice, all right? This was a major, major jump. I thought the biggest leap in Nakobe Dean's game from year 2 to year 3 was his ability as actually a pass rusher, all right, particularly inside the box in those B gaps, all right, guard to guard, him beating centers and him beating guards and getting home on pressures and TFLs. That was the major, impactful difference, in my opinion, for Nakobe Dean. He was always a great run defender. He was always, as a Mike backer, going to be limited in his impact. He's not going to turn and run, make picks, all right? That's what the Willies do, right? That's what Clay Walkers do. That's what the Channing Tindalls of the world, the Smile Mondans of the world, the Chris Coles of the world, that's what they do. These box linebackers, all right, we got to be good add-ons, or what we call green doggers, all right? When we get called in to add into the equation, we got to go. Now, my question here is, are we a spy? Now, there's a difference between being a green dog and a spy. Let's talk about it, okay? Do you know the difference, Jonathan? Mm-hmm. A green dog, all right, is a linebacker who has realized that my responsibility is checked into the progression, the protection, so I'm going to add in. In other words, we have a tight end that's going to get motioned in here. Let's take a look at it. Okay, we got a tight end that's getting motioned in. They're going 7-man pass pro right here, Jonathan. They got the tight end in the mix. They got the running back in the mix. Okay, so if I'm a linebacker that is responsible for either the tight end or the running back in man-to-man coverage, and they don't check out for a route, I should add in, right? That's called a green dog, audience. That's what that is. That's a green dog pressure. That's not a blitz, okay? So I'm assuming right here, Jonathan, he is probably responsible for either the tight end or the running back, all right? I'm assuming the running back, now that Raylan and him have switched alignments and responsibilities. So watch this. We get a little bit of pass protection read right here from the running back. Now, my question becomes, are you a spy at this point, or have you added into the equation? Are you responsible or able to green dog this, right? I think you're able to green dog this. I think we got to be a little bit more key to alert right here. We got a chance to get a safety. Look at this. We got a chance to get a safety if we sprint our ass to the ball carrier right now. Instead, we're kind of like, ooh, am I in the equation? Am I coming? Is this guy pass protection? Will he check out? Now, here's the deal, Jonathan. I'm not in these rooms. I bet all week long they've been getting told, watch for screen, watch for screen, watch for screen. Don't green dog too early. You know what I mean? So just maybe he playing a little bit more disciplined than me, the goofy man with the iPad in front of his camera 8 months later talking about the play. What the hell dog is out there yapping, Jonathan?
I don't know.
All right, so when you hear Kirby Smart talk about Lane Kiffin as a play caller, I think the number one thing, what comes to mind to me is when he talks about Lane knows defenses and Lane knows how to stress defenses. Have you heard him say something along those lines with regards to Lane Kiffin? Well, what the hell is he talking about? All right, this is what he's talking about. All right, on this drop right here, CJ, who is right here, CJ's responsibility is to reroute the number 3 wide receiver. So he's got to get hands on this tight end and really push him. So in order to do that, we're going to have to what? We're going to have to leave this void that we're at right now. So watch this action from CJ right there. Boom. He knows how he's coached up. I got to reroute number 3. Now, when I go to reroute number 3 and they're green dogging Raylan Wilson, where's the massive void in the field, Jonathan?
The middle.
You daggone right. The middle of the field. Okay, because we've stressed the responsibilities of that inside linebacker who's responsible for rerouting number 3 and then hook curling. And what do we do as a play caller? We run number 2 right into the mix right there. There's no way to win for CJ right there, right? Because all week and all year long, we've been told, hey, reroute number 3. Got to get hands on. Got to get hands on. Did you notice also, Jonathan? I would argue that split's a little wider than normal. All right, they're an empty right now, and we got trips, ball in the middle of the field. We got trips all the way outside the hashes right now. Okay, we got 3 guys in about a 12-yard space right here. Okay, so they've done a lot to really, really stress what it is we do as a defense right there. That's what Kirby's talking about when he says Lane not only knows what defenses do, but he knows what makes them compromise, right? How to compromise our principles within the defense. Not to mention motioning them to empty right there, getting a 4-man box, and still getting that much space in the middle of the field. Look at that. Insane. But all that is understanding, hey, like I know what this guy's been coached to do. I know what his responsibilities are. So here's how I'm going to get after him, right? Now, I think this is what CJ's great about. There's no doubt in my mind that this is one of the more coachable athletes we're going to see on the tape, okay? We're not going to see these types of humans make multiple mistakes time after time, okay? In fact, you're going to watch a rep today. I want y'all to all take a mental image of this because we're coming back to a very similar play a little bit later. He's going to clean up all the mistakes that I'm talking about. I think we have an opportunity to be tighter here, tighter and lower. All right, let's show you what I'm talking about. We're on a wrap stunt right here. Here we are lined up right here. We're going to wrap around, okay, and have a free chance to get home. But we don't get home because I don't think we're tight enough. All right, I don't think we're tight enough. We got a lot of action working us this way, okay, with our opportunity right here in B-gap to flush this quarterback, maybe get a QB pressure. But I think we can be lower. Okay, I think we can be lower, and I also think we can be tighter. Watch what happens to us as this center kind of sticks us right there, okay? Now we're knocked off of our path. Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, if we're tight, if we're wrapped, if we're prepared, we got that shoulder dipped, we don't give that offensive lineman a surface to hit, right? Again, this is where I thought Nakobe Dean became almost a savant. It's almost like he spent all offseason figuring out how to fight with my hands, how to bend up underneath blocks, how to get underneath hands, right? And play this way. I've seen, we're going to show you CJ do this in the run game. I want to see him do it in the pass game too. Can we find ways to defeat those types of blocks? Because that's all that knocks us off our path right here, Jonathan. We're a little bit wide. All right, we're not prepared to defeat this arm stick right there, and that's what knocks us off this opportunity for a QB pressure. Let's go to play 40. I'm telling you right now, hey, as an offensive lineman, this was my nightmare. Hey, if you're one of these guys that just dip, dive, dip, and dodge, that's how you want to play the second level as a linebacker, that's fine. I'm not going to worry about you. Okay, if you want to run around me, that's fine. Back's going to cut. The worst linebacker in the world was the dude who played on his toes in the run game and played way lower than me. There was no way I was ever going to get under his chin. This is a guy, you will never get under his chin in the run game. He's always going to play with really, really low pads. Here he is right here. All right, pretty noticeable difference between him and Jalen Walker from a physical standpoint, I think. But this is what I'm talking about. You're never going to hit this dude up under his chin. He's always going to be underneath your pads. Now, I do think he's a little bit leany. I think sometimes he get a little bit leany, but it hasn't on tape shown up as a negative yet. I haven't seen him be made miss because he is leaning too far. But this is what I'm talking about. He is always going to be in a nice linebacker position. All right, you're never going to catch him feet tied. You're never going to catch him feet too wide. You're not going to catch him in a bad position. He's always going to be ready to strike blocks, not avoid blocks, okay? He's going to play through them. He's going to play absolutely through them. Other thing that you notice about CJ is very, very obvious, okay? This play is a Chris Cole play. This play is made by Chris Cole, all right? But it's really only made because of this type of stuff right here. This happens all the time on tape when you watch Georgia defense. Number 3, kind of controlling things that are going on, all right? Even when Smiles on the field, even when Jalen was on the field, it didn't matter, all right? Last year in that box, number 3 controlled a lot of stuff. Put us in 2 right here, Jonathan, okay? He notices right now, hey, they have condensed this split. He's pointing to that space right there so Chris Cole identifies what's happening to them. Hey, they're doing something to us right now. We need to be alert. All right, so he bumps Chris Cole just a little bit more. There he goes. Outside zone stretch. We got jet sweep coming our way right now. All right, I'm going to play it outside, attack both blockers, and guess who goes and makes the play? Number 18. Okay, so being in control out there, being in commander out there, it's big-time football. All right, it's big-time football. He sees it. Hey, we got 12 personnel out of empty. Coach told us all week, 12 personnel out of empty. Hey, ball's on this hash. It's to the field. We got to go. You know what I'm saying? He's playing all of these little nuggets, if you will. All these little nuggets in front of him and putting the young man on game right there so 18 can go run and hunt and make a play. You can even see the hesitation in 18, right? He doesn't see it until he sees it, does he, Jonathan? Look at him. He stands straight up. All right, stands straight up, looks out, looks back to the backfield, still jogging. Now he's keying and running. All right, the difference between 18 and 3 right here is playing time and experience, right? 3's immediately out of the box, sees what's happening in front of him. All right, 18's keying a little bit. Go to play 49, very next snap. All right, this is a busted assignment to me. All right, now, I've always said on this network, really hard to do my job because I don't have their playbooks, right? I don't know what they're being told to do. But when it comes to defensive football at Georgia, when you create holes like this in pass rush, and when you don't have defensive structure like you're supposed to, I just assume it's a bust because I know who your coordinator is. There's no way your coordinator would ever create this type of running lane for Jackson Dart on 2nd and 4. There's just no way. Okay, so here's what I think happened. I see Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins working upfield and back in. I see all these guys working this way. I think one of these linebackers was supposed to wrap back around. That's what I think. I think we have a busted assignment right here. Also, you want to check for confirmation of a busted assignment. Hey, peep the defense or peep the sideline and find that D coordinator. Here we go. Here he is right here. This is going to be as animated as Glenn Schuman's going to get right there in the red shirt. Okay? That's it. Hey, we're going to give a little arm slam. That's all. We're on to the next play. That's about as animated as it gets from Glenn. I saw this one, didn't you? Mm-hmm. I saw the hand gesture of somebody was supposed to wrap around. So we had a busted assignment there. That's not good. Right after correcting a young player, right? And then the very next snap, we're going to get back and lock back in. All right, very next snap. We got great eyes right here. Lane's trying to attack us. I want y'all to watch this from the tight. Watch how quickly our eyes go from quarterback or reading through the feet of the lineman to the running back. Okay, it's pass. Boom. Responsibilities. Watch this right here. Okay, he is going to be responsible ultimately for the tight end. Watch his eyes. Okay, I'm going to read the run action. It's pass. Where's my responsibility? Running right to my face. I'm going to take him. Okay, they're trying to attack him, guys. They're trying to get that tight end leak right now off play action pass. Instead, he's got to throw it to that second window, and he's not prepared to do so. Look at Jackson Dart's eyes. He thinks he's got a layup. Coach got me a layup, doesn't he? No, he don't. C.J. Allen's locked in. Can't throw that ball in the dirt like that, Jackson. All right, I told y'all to take a mental picture of that wrap, right? Told y'all to take a mental picture of that wrap that he had earlier. Said he was a little bit wide, thought we could be tighter, we could play with lower pad level. Here's another rep of it right here. We're going to get a great look at an in-game adjustment from number 3, okay? Look at this. We are much tighter right here. We are much lower. Now, Jalen does a much better job of absorbing the attention of the offensive lineman, okay? But I think we have a much better result right here as well. Great job by Jalen. It's such a selfless rush right there to make that offensive guard commit to you, to give that hi-hat, make him think he's winning. That's what Jalen's doing, guys. He's losing on purpose. Okay? That's such big-time football from 11 right there, and we get a PBU because of it. Damn near interception. Did Jalen almost get back and make that pick?
Yes.
What a freak. All right, now I'm going to tell you this. I told you, in the run game, there's not a lot to clean up, I don't think. Pad level wins. Look at this. Splitting the double team right there. You guys see this? This is him right here. He's going to get both the tight end and an interior offensive lineman working up to the second level, thinking they've got him. He's going to split them both, all right, with good pad level. That's all it is. Pad level and forward lean wins this rep for number 3. Look at him right here. Boom. Hard to look at it from the wide, but you can see it from the tight. You can see it from the wide. All right, so that's him playing through blocks, Jonathan. But I also love seeing this rep in the goal line right here. When he gets an offensive lineman working up to that second level unevaded, meaning they didn't work through a down lineman, they're just running clean to the second level, he knows he has an opportunity to make somebody miss, right? Avoid a block instead of striking a block. When we have an offensive lineman working through a defensive lineman and getting up to us, guys, we got to play through him at that point. The ball carrier's on his heels, okay? It's taking time to work that defensive lineman up into us, therefore the ball carrier's back behind him. But if we get an offensive lineman sprinting up to us, we got space between him and the ball carrier. We got an opportunity to make a miss. Let's look at number 3 right here. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to get a free hitter, Jonathan. We're going to get an offensive lineman running unevaded to us on the second level really quickly. Here he comes. Boom. He's right there. Now, ball carrier ain't even got the rock yet, has he? So now we have an opportunity to make a guy miss. We don't have to play through this big joker. We can make him miss. We can avoid the block. Boom. A little dip and rip right there from 3. Now we're going to play it in the hole. We're going to stick this running back. All right. We're going to tackle this guy inside the 10. Love this rep right here from 3. Because we've seen all the other stuff. I've seen you play physical through a blocker. What does it look like when you block a void? This is a good rep of it right here. Little skinny shoulder right there. Get low. Play low hat. You ain't going to run through him either. Just a really, really sound football player right now. I think he does everything so well that we don't have a ton of flashes. All right, the flashes are in the run game, though. Really, really important that we take another step, particularly in that box as an add-on. All right, let's get a couple sacks. Let's get home. Let's defeat blocks, all right, this year in the pass department game. Let's watch some Christen Miller. I'm really excited to watch this tape with you guys. You know what I love about a defensive lineman, Jonathan?
What?
I love a get off. I love a defensive lineman. This guy, I hated it as an offensive lineman. I love a defensive lineman that's got a good first step. He strike them damn hands. He create knockback. If I see that one from an offensive lineman, boy, long day. Long day. I'm going to show you the first rep of Christen Miller. Injured Christen Miller, by the way. One-arm Christen Miller coming into this Notre Dame game. And he going to have every interior offensive lineman from Notre Dame doing one of them. All right, leaving the game with some neck pain. That's what I want to see from a defensive lineman, and it's only created with that first step. It's that get off. All right. Now, Christen Miller is a avid trainer of one Chuck, my man Chuck, Chuck Smith. Chuck Smith. They ended up. He's at Baltimore Ravens now. He's in the NFL. Okay, this is a high twitch motor guy. These guys would go to Chuck's workout place, and Chuck Smith would make them do get off. Like competitions. Christen Miller, I watched one night just beat Michael Williams in a get-off drill. And had him by like 40 pounds at the time in high school. This is a good get-off. All right, let's watch it right here. You're going to see it. Now, Christen Miller, right in here. I ain't even going to have to circle the man because he's going to get up off the rock. You're going to notice the difference. Okay? Boom. You see the difference? Look where he's at. Look where his offensive lineman is. Look where everybody else is. Mm-hmm. That's knockback, okay? That's what that looks like. And you're going to see it from the tight, too. It creates problems for the surface of the offensive line. All right, we can't create movement on the line of scrimmage because we're getting knocked back. Do you see the head snap? That's what it looks like, baby. All right, now, you're going to see a good peek and shed from this dude as well. All right, that's the peak right there. Now, you're going to see a shed here in a second when the ball carrier presses the gap. We're going to try to shed. We're going to get in the mix. This is it. I can't tell you how excited I am to continue to show this to you because I feel like we don't get into the nitty-gritty of defensive line play a lot. I compared it to an MMA fighter before the show with Jonathan. Y'all ever seen that freeze frame-by-frame shot of Conor McGregor in his famous knockout where he early on just ducks that guy and then immediately sticks him right a front jab in his nose and just drops him? Okay, very similar thing with defensive linemen. We got to understand and prepare where things are coming from and be able to destruct or block those strikes and then be able to deliver strikes of our own. Christen's about to put on a display, ladies and gentlemen. Like this right here. We're going to defeat two blocks right here. I'm going to put it in slow-mo so you can see just how quickly he defeats these blocks with his hands. Okay? This is not first year stuff. This is like, I've been training this stuff for a very, very long time. Stuff you really only can pick up in slow-mo. So let's put it in there. Okay, let's put it in slow-mo. I can feel the diddy ding counter going crazy already. All right, look. All right, we got that front hand from 74 right here. He's trying to give us that right hand. So what are we going to do? We're going to swat that right hand down. All right, so here comes the center working a double team. Now he's trying to give me his left hand to my sternum. Right? He's trying to get to my chest plate. So what am I going to do? I'm going to get to his back and bring over an overhand swipe. And now I have defeated two blocks for the price of one within 2.5 steps. Did we all see that really quickly? Now, let's watch him full speed. Boom, boom. Fighting through. Now, if this wasn't just some square in for the number 2 wide receiver, Notre Dame would have a problem, would they not? All right, Notre Dame would have a problem. This is why you got to stop. We've always talked about on this network. Don't be doing box score scouting. Don't do that to these guys. All right, watch the film. Are they disruptive? Are they getting home? All right, are they wrecking stuff? You know what I mean? Look at the hand fight. Slow it down one more time for the folks at home. We're going to swipe this right hand stick from this right guard or left guard. Get that out of here. We got two hands from the center. Now we're going to overhand swipe, get home. I even love, did you see the hand late right here? His right hand fight through the gap. Did you see that right there? That right there. How many videos you watch on Instagram of defensive linemen finishing like that, finishing back through the hoop, right? Just training muscle memory right now. Just training muscle memory, even when the ball's gone. Got some more recognition skills on point right here. Feel like we're almost going to exclusively watch this guy in the tight today. Okay, here it is as a true zero. All right. Oh, we got block away. We got block away. Now, center is blocking back. Now, why would the center be blocking back? Right guard might be coming towards me, right? Right guard might be coming towards me. We got down block from 50. Now, how are we going to defeat that down block from 50? Already ducking the smoke, right? Already getting low, taking away our surface area, and now guess what? We're going to turn and fight back. We've already defeated the block before the block even arrives. Y'all see that? Now, we're not making the play right now. All right, we're not making the play. I don't care. Process, not results, right? Are we identifying blocks? Are we seeing what's happening to us in front of us? Are we defeating it early enough? I want to replay this for you guys again. Look at us preparing for this down block before 50 even gets his second foot in the ground, okay? We're defeated in that one. That's going to happen all day. Now imagine if this really was counter, right? Imagine if this really was counter. We are going to blow that sucker up because 50 is denying the initial down block. Or excuse me, 52 is denying the initial down block. This next note just says, nah, he's about to have a damn year. So let's see what it looks like. It's an exclusive tight study today. I feel like we're 28 minutes in, Jonathan.
29.
The boy is locked. We're so dialed. It's so football season. Here we go. Let's look at 52 right here. We got a little pre-snap stem. Oh. Woo! Strike, peak, shed. Strike, peak, shed. Let's see it right here. Watch this. Strike. Okay? Let's get a little peek. Peek. Oh, he's going back out. Let's shed. Shed the block. Come on now. This dude's going to have a damn season, Jonathan. I'm telling you right now. He's going to have a season. This is textbook. Everything they teach. Created knockback. All right. We've got him flustered, right? We got offensive lineman doing one of these. Not good. All right. We've created knockback. We've got our eyes on the ball carrier. Now we're going to deny the block and shed the block. Violently, too. About snap Buddy down on his face.
There's 3 Notre Dame guys blocking Xavier McLeod on that.
Was there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it busted assignment. X is big as hell, man. Now, this is recognition and power on display. Okay, and we're going to get a damn C.J. Allen clip right here. Okay. Now, I think if I remember correctly, he recognizes guard pull away and uses the center to make this play, if my memory serves me. All right, guard's pulled, right? Guy in front of me is going away. Defensive line territory and defensive line coaching will tell you, follow the lineman. All right, he will take you where the ball is going. So what Christen's going to do now is realize, oh, guard's going away. I definitely have a back block coming towards me. So we're going to strike that and put hands on. Now, we're not going to vacate our gap. We got to stay gap sound, right? Look how gap sound we are as a defense. Boom, 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 boom. Second level defenders, what are they doing? Filling the spaces that we've left on the front level. It's about as disciplined as we can be as soon as the ball is handed off. Now, I see what is what I'm loving going into next year is not only are we like recognizing what's happening in front of us, we're naturally gifted. We're going to take a big time offensive lineman right here and shove his butt into the ball carrier because we've got that kind of raw strength once we recognize what happens. You know what I mean? Like we're gifted. And by the way, again, we're playing one-armed right here. Playing one-armed. Let's go to play 30. You can tell he was limited in his snap share in this football game because of his injury. But man, did he play good in the reps he was on the field. Look at his hand placement right here. Here he is right here in the middle. Again, watch his hat and hand placement, which is the key to winning and defeating blocks down here on the line of scrimmage. Okay? Give me a snap, Riley. Give me a snap, Riley. Oh, we got more motions? Okay. First of all, we're winning the pad level fight, aren't we? Mm-hmm. Right off the snap, we're winning the pad level fight. All right, we love that. Now, because we've won the pad level fight, we've created that knockback, right? He's completely defeated. All right, then we're going to get off of it, and we'll get home. We're going to create a pressure right here. I know this is a touchdown. I ain't worried about that. I'm worried about 52 right here. He's going to create some problems this year. Both those guys are. Appreciate you guys being here. Hope you enjoyed it today. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way out. We'll see you next time. Love you. Bye.